doesn't happen that way. It's not end of the pipe. Relationships are not going to bridge this linking and knowledge. Going from exploring to making decisions and taking actions has to draw on many different kinds of knowledge, including those involved in day-to-day operations. Some of them might be of talented bureaucrats, water managers, farmers, etc. But the boundaries, the boundaries between science, this evidence-based, this very formal system of acquiring knowledge, and non-science are not given. That's science, that's not science, but they are, their authority is given and is negotiated by other people. Non-scientists decide whether that science has authority or not in this decision-making situation. Luckily, people have studied quite a lot about how science and policy communities, how research and practice interact, but we're not using that understanding very much yet in this knowledge adaptation platform. We know things like that the boundary between different communities, the boundaries between different social groups can be managed to some extent. There are ways to improve communication translation. There are ways to build organizations that are in a sense accountable to both groups. We have some disaster research places, etc., that are very good at listening to the demands of policy, but also listening to the researchers, and they maintain credibility by answering to both ends. We've got to use the experience of these boundary organizations, these boundary spanners, in our efforts to link knowledge and action. A key and exciting message from me from this workshop, this last 2 days, which maybe I didn't anticipate so strongly, is that co-producing, this co-production of knowledge is likely to become really much more important in adaptation. Practitioners and researchers are starting to work more closely together under new models of relationship. They're not end-of-the-pipe relationships. Individuals are crossing the lines or wearing two hats. I've had some interesting discussions with Jean, I think, today about once working as an academic and now working for some ministry or working for some government agency. These people that cross boundaries are crucial. I mean, they're crucial resources for improving the linking of knowledge and action. These trends, fit in with the opening comment of Yang Wu Park. He's called to us to act and make differences together. I think part of doing that is having a better understanding of how knowledge and action can work together. My third and final theme I want to raise is the issue of governance of adaptation. By this I mean questions related to decision-making, accountability, contributions to social justice, and just learning from experience with normal development. Our colleague from Samoa in one of the sessions this morning reminded us really tellingly, in the Pacific, everything is linked to governance. I have many questions. Maybe this can be the focus for the next forum. My main point is that adaptation is not just a technical planning and budgeting exercise. So in conclusion, the notion of mainstream adaptation development is not a panacea. Issue details and institutional contexts matter a lot for implementation. We still have not done enough to link knowledge and action on adaptation. Who is engaged and how is critical to social learning. And third, adaptation is not just a technical problem, it is also a social and political process, and how it is governed is crucial to its fairness. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Louis, for that content-based, very, very nice. It's very concise, but very, very full of the reflections that we had in the yesterday and today. And having said that, I would also like to remind you that in the last 2 days, we have been part of the Asia Pacific's first adaptation meeting, and it is also one of the largest meetings in the world. So having come to this kind of gathering, obviously we don't want to limit all things here with the reflections here only, and we want to move forward. But then how to do that? We have to tell us that, to enlighten us on that, we have a distinguished panel member here, Dr. Anders Grandlund, and he is the director of CENSA, and probably I don't need to introduce him further. So Dr. Anders, for the way forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you so much, all of you, for having spent those 2 days here. And it's fascinating also to listen to Louis when he tried to summarize it. I have the feeling he liked the 2 days, otherwise he shouldn't talk that long. It's been a very interesting meeting. It's been a very interesting experiment, I should say, from beginning. Because this is a very small part of the action being done in the climate arena. And we have concentrated it to this type of action. And it was an experiment when we started off 2 years ago. And I feel now that it have filled its purpose. We need to have this kind of discussion. And it's interesting, I think it's like 30 years ago I wrote a little paper, I was also a scientist at that time, about punctuated equilibria, but that was on life that was on Earth long time ago. But it was interesting because you followed the evolution in steps, and those steps is not continuously doing steps. It goes from one thing and then suddenly pops into another, hence punctuated equilibria. And it feels like that's exactly what's have happened with the climate change and the climate change adaptation agenda right now. So much things have happened, and it seems like it was good that we rushed this meeting and did not plan it to happen within a couple of years' time. I would say it's been a very interesting journey up to this point, and from now on I feel that we have a much larger audience and much larger partnership into going to the next steps. But first of all, of course, I would like to thank SEI and UNEP, who has been the driving force behind this, but also all of you guys participating in such an event and seeing the seriousness in why we are doing it, and trying also to look into the depth of the problems. Here we have a very broad spectrum of climate change adaptation people. I would say the diversity is the strength of this group, even though it may be sometimes a bit tiresome to be for 2 days on a very high alert. I hope, as Sabita said, that this will be something that we will take care of afterwards also, because we have got a lot of material now, a lot of inputs from you, and that of course will be used. And we know more, well, we know for sure that next year we'll have another forum. A little bit we will discuss, of course, the form of that forum, probably with you guys. We will probably try to have some kind of interaction during the year to come. And you saw yesterday I was presenting the website, and that will be a little bit about the focus for us to talk. But if we look in another perspective, we are much the experts, some are the practitioners, some coming from government, many of us from academia and others from other organizations and NGOs working with the climate adaptation agenda. But I was very happy today when I saw that we had 3 representatives from the youth. And I was so happy, so I brought them up here on the conclusion. Because, you know, to my right, we have 3 representatives that from the first time in their life they go outside their own country, Indonesia, to come up to us here in Bangkok to join us on this meeting. And I think they are the guys, we know that they are the guys that in a few years' time will take over the responsibilities and drive this further. Thanks to Save the Children, UNICEF, and the Plan International, we can now have, to my right here is Aurora, and then it's Mukti, and there's Kusunul. And I would like them to just reflect very shortly on how they have experienced this meeting, because this is the first big meeting, and as you know, it's quite a big meeting they have encountered. Please, Aurora, start to say something.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I'm really speechless in here. Yeah, actually, we are representative from IAS. Our organization from Indonesia stands for International Association of Students in Agriculture and Related Sciences. And this event actually give me the big impact, because me as a youth, so many experience I give to me. So about the mainstreaming adaptation, I think it's for the future it is really have give big impact for the world, because I think the integration from the central, the UN, government, NGO, and the society, it's have the correlation, I think. So it is me as a youth, it's really thank you for the UN, for the UNEP, already give the opportunity for us as a youth to follow this great event that I think it is the first time I followed the event with the professor, with the master. It is a really priceless experience for me. So I think youth, it's nation. Youth is hope of a nation, I think. So I think the youth, it's really important to be a part of for make the public maker, policy public, yeah, like that. So I wanted to thanks for the Mr. Andres, and then UNEP and the UN. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Mukti, very short.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Here I will say a million thanks to everybody that have give me a lot of experience to be here. Yeah, it's just a short today, but it gave me a huge insight of a climate change that I never imagined before. It's beyond of my imagination. Here, I thanks for a lot of opportunity that gave to me still, because from here maybe when I come back to my country, I will my knowledge that I have got from here can develop my project about the coastal management, I think like that. Still keep on track that I can inspire my peers in my country that they can join the same forum someday, and just keep on my motto that now or never. Then we have answered now. Just go big or go home. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mukti. And finally, Kusunul.
Thank you very much. Until now, I'm still, I can't believe if I'm sitting here with many professors, with many, the powerful, the brilliant people in here. I'm so proud I can joining in this forum. And then I want to say thank you very much for the UNEP, for the UNCC, for UNICEF, for all of the people that help us and